All right, what's popping? All right, I'm trying my best to be consistent with this, man, but I be kind of beating myself up because I told you guys on the first one that I was gonna do this every morning, and whenever if I don't end up getting it taken care of in the morning, then once we get into the middle of the day, I'm kind of just like let them down, so then I don't be posting. So we're just gonna scratch that whole morning thing, and we're just gonna cause I mean I read at different times of the day, man, but getting up consistently has been a struggle of mine for a while now. So you might get them in the morning, you might mess around and get them at 10, 11 o'clock at night, but regardless, I want to be able to give these to you guys every day because like I said, I know how important this is. And you know what I'm saying, this isn't even like the main focus of the channel. Of course, I'm gonna still be giving you guys like videos and stuff like that of music and adventures and stuff, but I gotta make sure, and at least somewhere on this channel I'm helping out, man, because I know this could impact the whole world. So right now we're on Matthew chapter 4. I gotta take care of this, and then I gotta go take care of a group project for a class. So let's go ahead and get our reading in for the day. So let's get it. So right here it starts off with saying Jesus is tested in the wilderness. All right, so it says, "Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, 'If you're the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread.'" Okay, so already you can see that Jesus was willing to be led, into trouble, was willing to push himself, so he knew how strong. It's almost like preparing for like the Olympics and whatnot. If you're gonna take care of something real big, if you're gonna do something that's like world record level, it takes a lot of preparation. So Jesus was led, by the Spirit to go into the wilderness to where he could do that Olympic preparation, that preparation that is going to prepare him for something that a lot of people, that no one else could do. Okay, so while he was out there, it says he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was hungry. So it ain't even going front, It's not going to act like Jesus was just out there. He like, I'm chilling, 40 days, this ain't nothing. No, after the 40 days, dude was hungry, man. And it says, the tempter came to him, which was Satan, and said, "If you're the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." And you'll experience that throughout life, man. Like, people are always going to, try and push your limits and see, if you are who you say you are, show me this or do this or whatever. But this is how Jesus responded. It says, Jesus answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." So at that moment, Jesus showed the importance that his focus wasn't, on earthly things. He was more focused, even after 40 days of not eating, he was more focused on understanding God, understanding his mission, understanding his purpose, than getting something to eat. So it says, "Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple." And I think the holy city is Jerusalem. It says, and Satan said, "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." All right, so Jesus is dropping bars right here because this shows that in life, Satan used to be an angel. He used to be very close to God. And angel just means messenger, meaning that he was a messenger of God. He understood God very well. So sometimes, he can even try and use the words written in this book to try and confuse you or try and lead you astray. All right, so because of that, you have to be careful in understanding that, like, even if it comes from this book, you have to be able to discern and understand what it means for you and what the truth of it is, okay? Because Jesus could have been like, "Oh yeah, you're right," because Satan says, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. If Jesus didn't fully understand the heart of the messages and stuff, he could have looked at Satan and been like, "Darn, you right, bro. Man, let me jump down real quick." And that man would have snapped his jump. Would have probably snapped himself to pieces, or the angels would have saved him. There's no telling, but based on who Lucifer is, he probably wouldn't have Jesus wouldn't have survived that. So Jesus, you know what I'm saying, because he stays in his understanding of these words, he says, it's also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test. So it says again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. He says, all this I will give you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. Jesus said to him, away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. And this is something that we all get asked without even knowing it. You know what I mean? Okay, how do I give an example? Like, let's say, let's say there's a woman who's pregnant and right now she's been eating mad healthy and everything to make sure that the baby comes out very strong, very, very healthy. And then let's say in college she used to drink, all this different stuff. And I mean, she still, drinks occasionally, but while she's pregnant, she doesn't, okay? And then let's say something crazy happens in her life, like her husband dies or something like that. And it's just something very traumatic. And then that voice comes up in your head where it's like, right now, all you gotta do is take a drink, you know what I mean? And I'll give you some ease. I'll give you some comfort, Well, at that moment, that's like Satan saying, all this I will give to you. All you gotta do is worship me. That's the cup saying, I'll give you all this comfort. All you gotta do is take a sip of me. Well, at that moment, the woman has to decipher, okay, what's important right now? What's important is my baby. I know what I'm going through is horrible. I know what I'm going through is hard. But out of love for the baby, I'm going to choose not to do that. So with Jesus, it's like, away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. So he prioritizes what's important, okay? So this is something that Satan throws at us all the time in ways that sometimes we can't even see it. But, as long as we stay focused and, we try not to let that stuff affect us, okay? So then it says the devil left him and the angels came and attended him. So at this moment, what I picture is, like Jesus, like malnutrition, all shriveled up and stuff. And then Satan like, look out there. And Jesus looking. He looking around. Satan's like, bro, I'll give you all of this. All you got to do is worship me. And at this moment, Jesus mustering up his last little bit of strength. Satan, get away from me, right? And Satan leaves. And at this moment, Jesus started to faint because he used all his energy to flame this dude up. And as he started fainting, the angels come and they're like, yeah, we got you. They catch him and they're like, we're proud of you, bro. We didn't know if you was gonna hold it down, when Satan was asking you this stuff, but you showed us, you the real king. And at this moment, they start feeding him, putting some IVs in him and bringing this man back to life. And then after that, his Olympic training was over. He showed that he was going to have the self-control and the self-discipline to tackle, what he had coming. So, and this also shows you, because it says, at the end, it says, then the devil left him, and then angels came and attended him. But the devil left. So that shows you all you got to do is stay at it. Just stay focused, and Satan will get tired of trying to take attacks at you because he'll see that mentally you understand, what the focus is. And then right after that, the story continues, and it says Jesus begins to preach. The Olympic training's over. It says, when Jesus heard that John had been put in prison, he withdrew to Galilee. Leaving Nazareth, he went and lived in Capernaum, which was by a lake in the area of Zebulun and Naphtali. Naphtali? Yeah. To fulfill what was said through the prophet Isaiah. Again, this is another thing that was written years before Jesus was even born. This is something that was written about the Messiah that was to come for the Jews. And then Jesus fulfills what was written about the Messiah right here. Isaiah wrote, land of Zebulun and land of Naphtali, the way of the sea beyond the Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles. The people living in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned. Okay, and that light is Jesus. Okay, so it's very poetic what he wrote, and then this is now Jesus fulfilling that poetry. It says, from that time on, Jesus began to preach, repent, for the kingdom of heaven has come near. So at this moment, it says Jesus calls his first disciples. So it says, as Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. He looked down and he said, come, follow me. Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. At once they left their nets and followed him. So this what be having me tripping. Like, Jesus was the greatest communicator who ever lived. I mean, that's the reason we still talk about him to this day. But how good of a communicator, how convincing does one person have to be for them to say, yo, come follow me, I'll make you fish for people. And he says it in such a way that you leave your boat, you leave your occupation, you leave your source of income, you leave everything. He said, all right, bro, I'm with you. You know those people where it's like, the moment you meet them, it's like you guys just click immediately. I picture it's that like times 50, you know, where he just like, the way he speaks, the way he says what he says, it's just like, yo, bet. Like, I ain't never heard nobody say something like that. Like, I got you, you know. I just think it's crazy, man. So it says, going on from there, he saw two other brothers, James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, preparing their nets. Jesus called them, and immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Jesus was, bro, this man approached them while they were with their dad, was able to speak so smooth, like so convincing, so much with authority. I mean, this dude had to have a charm about him that was just ridiculous. For you to say, yo, Pops, I'm out. For you to walk away from your dad and like everything and just say, yo, whatever this dude's doing, I'm doing that. It's almost like Wolf of Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Where the dude, where there's a scene in the Wolf of Wall Street. You should look it up after this if you haven't seen it. Where the wolf dude, the main character, he shows up at like a coffee shop or something like that, and the dude who sees him, he sees the car he's driving, he sees these results of what he's doing, and the dude, he introduces himself and he says, yo, I think the main character like mentions how much money he's making or something like that, and the dude who just saw him, he said, yo, you seriously make this much money? The dude was like, yeah, that's how much money I make. He says, you show me a pay stub for this much money right now, I quit my job and I work for you. So he showed him, you know what I'm saying, the money. And at that moment, dude quit his job and then followed him. Jesus had to be more convincing to that because Jesus wasn't showing him money. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't showing him some like material thing. This dude probably just projected this type of like aura where it was just like, yo, I quit my job and I'm with you just because of like your vibe, bro. Like, I wish I could meet this man for real. So after that, it says Jesus heals the sick. So it says Jesus went through Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, and healing every disease and sickness among the people. News about him spread all over Syria, and people brought to him all who were ill with various diseases, those suffering severe pain and demon possessed, those having seizures and paralyzed, and he healed them. Large crowds from Galilee, the Decapolis, Jerusalem, Judea, and the region across the Jordan followed him. So not only was he healing people, but then crowds started following him. Like, this man, oh my gosh, like, I can't imagine. And then it's saying people who are paralyzed. Like, if some of you guys maybe even have family members who are paralyzed, just imagine, like, just this man, like, he could just look at him or just touch him, or the moment he says walk, like, they could just get up and walk. Like, oh my gosh, bro. I can't imagine. Like I said, I can't wait to meet this man. And that's what's promised in this book, so you guys stay tuned, because this man promises that, well, you'll see. You'll see, but he promises, you know, you get to see him. He's a lot more special than what you might think. This man is something crazy, man. But like I said, I got a group project I got to take care of, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I'm going to try my best to keep working on this, make sure, you know, I could give you guys these videos. But right now, I got to hop in the shower, get taken care of, but we got our reading in for the day. So I'll catch you guys later.